Hello, it's Matt Foister, and we're here today to interview the band that have taken the nation by storm. They are Steps, and it's their first official interview CD. We're here at the Nottingham World Centre, where the band are performing this evening as part of their sold-out British tour. I'm delighted to say that in between selling millions of records around the globe and a gruelling tour schedule, they have managed to find the time to sit down and talk to me and their fans.
Yeah!
Let's say small. First of all, we have Faye. Hello, Faye.
Hello!
There's Faye. Next to Faye, we have Lisa.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Lisa. We've got H here.
Hello!
Yeah, H is the loud one. I've been one already. We've got
He's a
Lee
big man.
here as well. Hi, Lee.
Hello, Deaf. Hello.
And we've got Claire as well. Hello, Claire.
Hello.
So all of these questions have been sent in from your fans.
I know, it's
Your lovely
brilliant.
fans. So shall we, let's first of all find out, how's the tour going so far? Because you've been really busy, haven't you?
Fantastic. I mean, obviously it's been a sell-out tour and we were just taken back because it is our first headlining tour. So every audience has been packed and full out and it's been brilliant. They've been really loud and supportive.
Superb. So
Right.
are those sort of first date nerves gone now? You're sort of really
Yeah.
relaxed with it, are you?
No, I don't know about
Still
nerves.
get nerves.
Yeah, we get nerves, especially when our friends and family are in the audience or
Sure.
we're in our hometown. You know, it's good to get a bit of nerves before a performance, definitely.
Before the performance?
Because now, I mean, to me now you seem really relaxed and really sort of down to earth about it all.
Well, we are.
I think it's nice because I do think that we're all quite humble about it. I mean, we've worked hard to get where we are, so we appreciate it. We appreciate everything that's happened to us, really.
Okay, let's crack off with the first question. This is from Steve Weald from Cardiff in Wales.
Wales!
Wales!
H, I thought you'd like this one. His question is, what has been the highlight of the tour so far, and what has been your favourite venue to date? Let's ask Lee that question if we can.
Okay. Our favourite venue. I thought Bristol was a good one. That was that was one of the first ones we did. That was really, really good. Cardiff was a good one, but saying that, they do have an advantage because it is the only arena tour on the theatre tour that we're doing. But no, it's all going really well. I think all the fans are brilliant wherever we've been, so we're enjoying it all.
So you've not had a bad night so far then?
Not
sort
yet.
of,
Don't like to say it.
Don't jinx us!
we shan't be jinxing that at all. Okay, next question then. Who choreographs your dancers? And that's from Jason in Belgium.
Well, we've worked with a couple of choreographers for this tour. A guy called Paul Roberts who works with All Saints and Billy and people like that. He's done a lot of the singles choreography, but Sean Fernandez has put the whole thing together, really, the tour. So it's been a collaboration of different people.
Sean Fernandez, he does the Boyzone tours, the big arena tours.
And of course we've helped as well. We've had a lot of input as well.
Do you find it hard to learn the dances? Because I can't get them at all. Do you find it hard?
It's
Because
really
everywhere you go, you see people doing the steps dance.
They're brilliant, aren't they?
They're unbelievable.
But
I
that's
can't
the
do it.
advantage we've got. If we forget the steps, we can just look at the
Follow.
audience.
Yeah. And they help us.
That's the reason behind it. Superb. Okay, next question then. This is from Kevin Arts from Belgium again. What's the last thing you do before you go on stage?
We all put our hands in a circle, don't we, with all the dancers. We have like a bit of a bonding thing before we get on stage.
Now they're laughing about something.
are.
I'm sorry, Lisa, but I've got to find out what they're laughing about.
We're not.
I'm laughing because before we actually go on
Yeah.
stage and put our hands in a circle and say a silly word, we all actually do warm-ups in the dressing room. We do vocal warm-ups, we do stretches. Well, we're supposed to, but I don't.
We tried to get H to do
Hey,
that.
you can't say that. So what kind of vocal things do you do?
La 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 la.
Not like that.
So you're now ready for tonight, is that what you're saying?
Perfect.
That's all it takes.
It's far from perfect.
Okay, next question then. From Frederick Jorgen, also from Belgium. They're all from Belgium.
Yeah,
so-
yeah,
Lots of
yeah.
Belgian
We love
fans.
Belgium.
They love you over there. You've visited a lot of countries so far. Which has been your favourite country? Claire, I'm going to ask you this one.
I don't know. They've all been really good places to go. Australia was cool.
Anywhere there's lots of shops for Claire.
Yes.
Into the
Taiwan.
shopping. We've got quite a few questions from people in Australia coming up later as well.
Cool.
So they've sent in their questions. Let's go to the next one here. What's your favourite track that you perform live? We'll talk about the album later on, but what's the favourite live track you do?
I think we've all got personal
Yeah.
favourites, but
Shall we go round and ask? Can we do that?
Yeah, of course.
Let's do that, Claire.
Oh, I don't know. I like all of them.
You love them all, don't you? You're just so happy in your work.
Yeah.
Lee, have you got one?
I think the fans always expect tragedy to come up. Every song's like, okay, what are we going to do next? All the fans go, tragedy! And we go, no, not yet. Okay, so what's coming next? Tragedy! No, will you just wait? So that is the big one, I think. With
You like
everybody
doing
out
that
there,
one?
And it's fun to do.
The only reason most of them come to see the show, I'm sure.
It's because of tragedy. H, what about you?
My personal favourite is a certain part in the show with One for Sorrow, and they turn the whole lights up in the audience, and everybody in the whole auditorium is doing One for Sorrow, putting their finger in the air and joining in the actions, and that's such an amazing feeling.
It's a sea of hands.
It is, it's fantastic.
Superb. Lisa?
I really enjoy singing Stay With Me because we haven't released that as a single, and I don't think many people have really heard it as much as the others, so it's nice because it's a duet between me and Faye, and it's just really nice to be able to sit down and just sing, because obviously we do a lot of dancing with most of the other tracks, but I think we like that bit because it's a chill out session where we can
Catch
just
your breath.
sit down and just sing to the audience, and that's really enjoyable.
So, Faye, do you enjoy the same track? Or?
Yeah, I do. But another one that's a real favourite of mine is Heartbeat, because we actually get to do a lot of heavy singing and start screaming and warbling, and I like to do that live on stage. It's good fun.
You get to show off.
Who's the person in Heartbeat that goes, baby? Who's that?
Me and Lee.
I love that bit.
You like it?
Yeah, just do it for me now. Can you do that? That's the bit, yeah. I'm always listening out for that bit. It's very sad, isn't it? Next question here. Will you be releasing any more tribute singles like Tragedy and the ABBA medley? This is from James Herman, age 16. Doesn't say where he's from, but James saw the ABBA medley that he did on the Brits, which was good, wasn't it? It was with Cleopatra, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Bewitched to Billy.
Bewitched as well. So is that going to get released? Are there plans for
It is,
that?
actually. It's for charity, though.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we've done an ABBA medley.
Yeah.
Because it's for charity and it was for the Brits. We're not going to be releasing any ABBA songs.
Okay, so just so we know about that, and then we'll have songs. But any more sort of covers in the future? Any more tributes or anything like that?
I don't think we never say never. If it is for a worthy cause, then we'll definitely contribute to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but I think
nice to do your own stuff though as well, isn't it? Because I mean, we're new and we've got a lot to give of our own music, so I think that's what we'll do.
There's always going to be lots of people that will criticise you for doing covers. You always get them in
Yeah.
newsrooms and stuff. But are you bothered about doing that, or you will gladly do them?
Well, the thing
Tragedy was number one.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. And
If
what?
it's the right
yeah,
song
sorry,
for
Faye.
us, then we'll do it. We're not just going to do covers for the sake of it. If it's the right song, then we'll do it.
I mean, we've got a lot of new material coming in, and there's some really fantastic songs on this second album already. We don't really have any reason to do covers, but the ones that we've done so far have been for a reason, and Tragedy was actually for charity again, so it's only come from that reason.
You mentioned Tragedy there being the number one, and I hear today that
With
sold
Heartbeat.
well over with Heartbeat, of course, the double A side.
Yes.
Sold well over 1 million copies now, which is just unbelievable. I mean, how do you cope with that kind of success?
Well, the Bee Gees are happy too.
They're quids in, aren't they? I mean, did you ever think it would sell that many copies?
No,
And, be around for that. I mean, it's
no,
been out for
never.
6 months now, hasn't it? Around.
It's
Amazing.
It's amazing because everybody. I mean, it's updated from the '70s version now. Everybody knows it in the '90s, but it's always known for the dance routine now. Whenever somebody says Tragedy, they put their both hands up on their face. It's just a
Yeah.
fantastic feeling watching the audience all joining in and singing.
I think we've had a lot more fans as well. Since releasing Tragedy, a lot more people have come on board the Steps train.
So I'm convinced that Heartbeat and Tragedy is going to be around for the rest of the year. It's going to be in the charts forever, isn't
Oh
it?
dear.
And you're just going to get fed up with
Sorry.
singing that. So
It's really cool because
so
we're going
thanks
to
for
get 3 singles in the top 30.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heartbeat, Tragedy, or 4.
we have already.
Just take over the top 10, H. You'll be happy then.
No, but we'll have the ABBA tribute. We'll have Heartbeat, Tragedy, and Better Best Forgotten.
There you go.
Lovely.
Okay, next question. Bit of a technology question here. This is from Richard Dean in Hinckley, Leicestershire. Do you surf the net, and have you checked out any of the Steps websites yet?
No.
Well, we have a little bit. I mean, we don't really get a lot of time to do things like that, unfortunately. But we have checked out a few websites. Like, I think we were in Australia and we checked out one over there. And in this country too, haven't we?
There's
I
actually
know.
lots and lots of them going on at the moment, but we're actually going to do an official one ourselves, so we can get all the correct information, some really great photos that people haven't seen before on there.
So your fans can go and visit the website and
That's
get
right.
all the official gossip and information
Yeah, that's
there.
right.
Yeah.
I checked one out. I checked one out when we were at PWL recording, and I couldn't actually use the computer myself because I'm not very good at that. But me and my manager, we checked one out, and it was actually the website I checked out was actually saying that me and Lisa were dating. So I actually wrote to myself saying, "No, I'm not."
He wants to.
No, she.
You see,
wants
H and Lisa are actually sitting next to each other. People listening.
She
so,
loves me.
We shan't be making any reference to that at all. Okay, question here from Dave Evans. In Australia, we have an Australian question here.
G'day, Dave.
Do Steps plan to go back to Australia, and did you enjoy your first visit?
Oh, I loved Australia. I fell in love with it. I really did. I think everybody knows that me and Faye had a really good time up there because we checked out a load of the clubs and we thought it was brilliant nightlife, really good people and really cool vibe. And I'd like to live there when I'm older.
I'd like to live there.
Yeah, definitely when I've grown up.
I think we've got to do a lot of things.
When you've grown up, is that going to be wild, Lisa? Or is that
12.
Yeah, I don't want to grow up. It's nice to be young.
you don't want to stay young?
I think
Go on,
we've got
H,
to
you
do a lot of things that we wouldn't have got to do if we didn't go to Australia. We got to go to an Australian zoo in Melbourne, and we got to feed koala bears and touch kangaroos.
That was wonderful.
It was fantastic. Such an amazing feeling.
You can just see Lee smirking, by the way, all the time there. Did you not enjoy the Australian zoo, though, Lee? Was that not for you?
No, I loved it. It was great. One of the kangaroos scared me, so I liked it.
Oh, right, shit.
It was Daddy.
It stood up and it was bigger than me, so I got out of there.
Okay, are you working on the new album? Now, we spoke about this earlier. This is from Jason in Belgium. He wants to know all the details about the new record. Now, let's find out the gossip about this, because there's so many reports and stories out at the minute about the next record. Let's speak to Faye first, if we can, about this.
About the next
record.
album.
Tell us about it.
Our next album, we're actually, I think, 5 songs into it already. And we've got some cracking songs on there. We're still keeping the same sort of pop vibe and like jumping around and silly music, which is great fun.
And more dance routines, I hope.
Yes, absolutely. And on top of that, we've actually been a bit more experimental and being able to spend much more time on this one. And so it's going to be even better than the first.
I think those of them have missed this theatre tour now. We're actually going to do a big album launch on the first day of the arena tour on October this year. So it's going to be a big event, loads of fireworks, loads of party, loads of bubblies. So it's going to be cool.
So are you now all at a stage where you're looking forward to doing that new material on stage and getting it out and getting the singles out and everything, and sort of, putting the old album to bed and
No.
doing all the
I
stuff?
don't
How
know.
does
I
it feel?
think because we've done a lot in a year. I think we've really come on. I think vocally we've all improved because we have been singing live and stuff, and so I think it will be nice to get onto the second album where it's all a bit more advanced, really. It's going to be even better.
But we'll never forget our roots. We'll never
We'll
forget.
never forget that.
Are you
We'll
scared
never
about the
forget
second
that.
He'd
record?
stare them.
Are you scared that it may not be as big as the first one?
No.
I actually think
It's
it's
gonna be as
better
good.
already. I mean, the material that we've got already for this next album is like so much. I don't know. I just like it much better myself as well. So I mean, I just think I can't.
Where's she going with this?
I have no
Oh.
idea. But Nigel said let her
tongue
ramble,
tied.
so she is.
I just like it.
She likes it, all right.
Second album's gonna be better.
Okay, shall we ask the next question? Here we go.
Moving on.
sorry, Faye. That was very good, though.
Oh, bless.
How did you feel when Tragedy went to #1 in the UK? And will you be coming to USA anytime soon? That's from Eric, 13 years old, from California.
Ooh.
He wants to know when
Yeah.
you're going to be in America to go and see
We
him.
can't wait to come to America. I mean, obviously we've been really busy with the rest of the world, but we are planning to come to America in the summer, I think.
Yes, we are.
And we're really looking forward to it. We just hope that the Americans are going to be up for what we're doing.
The next question. What colour are your Furbies? Because apparently they found out you've all got Furbies.
Yes.
And this is from Dave Evans in Australia. Okay, so what colour are your Furbies? Can we go around? We'll start with Lee.
That's very easy. I don't have one.
You don't have a Furby? Okay. H?
I've got a stripy one. He's grey and black stripes.
Stripy Furby.
Yes.
This is great.
And his name is Coco.
You got a name for yours?
Yeah.
Love that. Lisa?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm like Lee, I haven't got one because Faye's got 2,
I've got 2.
Claire's got 1 or 2, and H has got 1. So, there's enough, there's already plenty of Furbies.
So I'm seeing H and Faye as the Furby freaks here. Is this
Absolutely.
right?
Claire's got one it's a black one, isn't it?
Yes.
It's brilliant. It's really, really cute and cuddly. My one's, I've got one white one,
Oh, it's
completely
lovely.
white. It's an albino. And I've got a leopard skin one with a little pink tuft on its head.
I just find it bizarre. I think that's great.
It's a Steps world.
It was a question from Australia and we've sorted it out.
Yum.
Okay, next question. Now this is a question just for H.
Oh,
This is a
go-
question
go
for
ahead,
H and
go
for
ahead.
H only, so I'm sorry the rest of you for the time being. Okay, this is from Steffi Moore in Cardiff. Okay. Do you have a girlfriend?
Ooh, what is she offering?
It looks like she could be here.
I think, well, apparently this is the most requested question, isn't it?
It's a huge question, yeah.
There's,
They all want to know the answer.
there's everybody out there. If there are enough people out there, fantastic. The answer to that one is actually no, but I'd like to make some time.
So you're up for offers, H?
I'm up for offers, yes. I could make time in the schedule
He's got
easily.
one in every port.
No, I haven't. I'd like to make time for one, definitely.
Next to every tour date, there's a girlfriend for H. And a question for Lee, and Lee only. Have you ever forgotten any words or dance steps when you're performing? I don't know why they want to ask you this and nobody else, but...
Sometimes I've got a little trick when we do tragedy, and that's if I don't know what's coming up, I always look at one of the guys and smile. And that gets me out of singing some of the lines.
If in doubt, box step.
If in doubt, box step.
So are you all okay with the dance routines? You learn them, you know them forever. You're always okay with that?
Yeah, like I said before, if we
quite
forget, we can always look at the audience.
Look at the audience. One day they won't be dancing, they'll be expecting you to do it. You know what's going to happen?
They'll always be
Try and
dancing
catch you
with
out.
us.
Okay, question for Faye now. When you are elderly and looking back upon your life, which is obviously several years to come yet, what do you imagine will be your greatest achievement?
Wow.
Good question,
Good
and that's
question.
from John Webb in Sheffield.
I think so far in my life, the biggest achievement has been the number one with Steps. But I mean, we're achieving things every day, so it's a bit scary really to think, when we've got so much to do still. But yeah, definitely the number one so far.
Because with the album and the single selling millions of copies, what's next for you? Where do you see Steps going after all of this? Because you've had the number one, and some bands wait years for number one record and a big album. So what's next for you?
On to the next.
The next number one.
Yeah.
We've got lots of things in the pipeline, but do you know what I'd like to do personally?
Go on.
I'd like us to get like a musical on stage about us. That'd be really cool. A Steps musical.
The Steps musical.
Yeah, with all our songs in it. That'd be really cool.
Are you sure about that, Lisa? You don't seem too impressed with that at all. Lisa, I just want to get out.
No, I think it's a good idea. I think we'd like to do a TV programme or something like that. Not a film really, because the Spice Girls kind of did that, and we're different and we want to do different things. But I think we'd be good on TV together.
Yeah.
Because we're very visual and lively.
Do you know, like the TV show Friends? We could do a musical version of that. That'd be really cool.
A musical version of
Break
Friends
out into
with the
songs.
Steps cast.
You like the musical?
I want to be in a show.
Okay, so from Philip then, in Antwerp, if you were given a chance to cover any PWL song from the 80s, which one would you like to do and why? Let's ask Claire that question.
I would choose, I think it would be a Kylie Minogue song. Probably Hand on Your Heart or something like that. Or The Locomotion.
Okay, got a question for Lisa next. Apparently you said in Top of the Pops magazine that you wouldn't have bought 5, 6, 7, 8 because you don't like cheesy pop. Now this is from Claudia in Belfast, so what's that about?
Well, I did say that I wouldn't have bought 5, 6, 7, 8. That's actually true. But I love cheesy pop. It's nothing to do with that. It's just I think we've all got our own different tastes and styles of music, and I prefer the kind of stuff we're doing now because I think we've really moved on, in those few singles, and I'm really pleased with the progress we've made and the success we've had. So I would have bought every other one, but yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wasn't as keen on.
Because that was your first single, wasn't it? 5, 6,
It
7,
was,
8.
but I tell you what, I wouldn't knock it because that broke us worldwide, and that 5, 6, 7, 8 got us where we are today. So I'd never knock that.
Were you nervous about releasing that first single? Because surely when any band ever releases their first record, they're always going to be slightly scared about how public are going to,
God, we were.
act to
I mean, we were different really because as soon as H heard it, he was the positive one in the band. He was saying, "Oh, it's number one, straight in at number one, our first single."
Yes.
I mean, he was right. It did go to number one in Australia, but just not in the UK. But I personally thought it's either going to be really big or it's going to be a really big flop. Fortunately, it was really big.
So you feel that as you move on, your new singles are an improvement on that original one. Is that how you all feel about making progress?
I think it's we actually changed the style, so I wouldn't say it was an improvement. We just changed direction, and we're developing and going along different paths all the time. So
Yeah, although we've changed direction, we've kept the dance element involved in every single. So the first single was line dancing, then we moved on to 70s funk. You've just got, even movements with Tragedy, you just have to put your hands against your face to join in. It's so easy and simple.
Okay, next question then. This is from Christophe in Belgium. What is the most embarrassing thing you've done ever? I'm going to lead with this one.
Embarrassing thing we've done.
Most embarrassing thing you've ever done, whether it's been on stage or on the tour bus, whatever.
They stripped me.
That
wasn't embarrassing for us though, was it? It was
Oh!
embarrassing for you.
It's embarrassing for H.
embarrassed.
So, I don't know really. I've slipped over on stage, which can be quite embarrassing if there's thousands of people watching. You just try and cover it in the
Which
best
there
way you
normally
can.
is.
Yeah, exactly. So you just smile and get on with it. But Tell them about your embarrassing moment.
My embarrassing moment. I was actually stripped naked down to my toes, left my socks on in a hotel in Sweden. I'd done nothing for this treatment.
Liar!
I didn't do
Tell
anything.
the truth, hey.
I didn't. I was picked upon, and it was not fair.
No.
That's not the case. I mean,
That's not.
as everyone knows, H is very hyperactive, and sometimes he's a bit too hyperactive. So we thought we'd just dive on him and teach him a lesson, and we did strip him. It
They've
was
been
good laugh.
winding us up for days and we just got our own back.
And they pushed me in an elevator in the nude.
That is
You
just bang out of
liked
order,
it.
isn't it?
It's
Because
an
the next
exhibition.
question here is how do you unwind? But looking at H, I can never see him unwinding. I can see him up there all the time.
I can unwind. I stick myself into a book. Bless you.
Is that- so to unwind, you read and read
Yeah.
books, yeah?
To unwind, we've all got different ways of relaxing, but I like to get myself. I like vampire books, so I like to read
We like
spooky.
computers as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah. We've got lots of game consoles on the tour bus. Yeah.
Computer
which is
games.
great.
Because you must spend most of your time on the tour bus at the minute. Does it ever get boring, sort of travelling from town to town?
It's not actually boring because the tour bus is like a mobile home. And we've got 12 bunk beds on there. We've got lounge area. We've got TV,
videos,
video. We've got
Kitchen.
All on one bus?
Yeah.
It's
Superb.
fantastic.
fab.
I've never seen anything like it. I remember we came on tour about 3 weeks ago, and our tour manager said, go and have a look at it. This is where you're going to be living for the next month. And I was just screaming. I was so excited.
We all picked our bunk bed and put our
Yeah,
names on a bed.
Picked it ready.
That's
It's
right.
brilliant.
Okay, next question then. This is from Ben in Melbourne. If you could star in a film, which character would you like to play? It's a good
I know
question.
this one.
Lee's got his hand up.
Han Solo in Star Wars.
That is a good answer. Very good answer.
That's me.
I like animation films, so I'd like to be Simba in The Lion King.
Mine's a bit girly, really. I loved Dirty Dancing because, I've always danced and I just loved that film and I wanted to be Baby and dance with Patrick Swayze.
I'll be a Patrick Swayze.
No, you won't.
There's no
good
question
try,
there, H. Now. And Faye?
I like thriller films, so probably Jodie Foster when she did Silence of the Lambs.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
A bit scary though.
Yeah. Tough girl though.
Okay. This is for Lisa or H. This is also a very popular question from Barry on the internet.
Yeah.
Can you speak any Welsh? And if so, can you give us a bit? This is
We
what
do
Barry wants.
speak a little bit. Wyt ti'n iawn?
Oed ti'n iawn, and mine of Nadwy.
Da'n diolch.
Which to
How
the
are
rest
you?
of us means nothing, does it? Really? So,
How are you? I'm not very well. Or
Oh well.
so do you two
very
speak
good.
Welsh to each other when you want a private conversation? Or just
Yeah.
just
We
get
do
away from
actually.
that?
We have got a few words that we like to use.
It's unfair. 'cause
Dear Marion.
we did a big show.
Yeah, Marion.
we did a show on this tour in Cardiff, and we all put our hands together in a circle before the show, and we all went Cymru and Beth. Hey. Do you know what that means?
I don't know. I'm hoping you're going to tell us.
It's Wales forever.
Welsh forever. Okay, next question. This is from Philip Woodward from Sydney in Australia again. What is your favourite book? Similar to the film, what's your favourite book?
We read a good book, didn't we, when we were in Japan?
We
We
did.
do read a lot because we travel so much, and when you're sat on a plane, there's not really a lot else to do.
We did. Lisa got this book in the airport. She had 2 minutes to find a book, and she went, "Oh, I'll have that one." And we
picked
ended up, all of us actually read this book within 2
It
weeks.
was brilliant.
It was called Denial by Robert James, and it's fantastic. It's a bit spooky, but
Yeah, it was really scary.
not for the light-hearted.
But I had H with me to protect me.
Yes. Yeah.
Once again, it's the Lisa H thing, creeping in here.
No,
Really?
I think
Scary.
people are going to know out there that because me and H are both Welsh, and we were in the band first. We did, we kind of bonded because of the Welsh thing, but we were all really close, and we've only ever been friends because we're professional people. We've all got the same ambitions in life, and
But we
same
get on
sense of humour.
personally as well. Which
Yeah,
is,
we
They
are.
take
We're
the
like a
mickey out of
family.
each other closer than everybody else, and they can be sarcastic to each other. But
How do your family sort of react to this kind of level of lifestyle you've got now and this style?
Very well. Mine love it.
I bet they do, yeah.
My mum doesn't know where to put herself really.
No.
She gets loads of kids knocking the door every single day, and obviously I don't live there anymore. But she's just like that. No, he's not here. He lives in London. It's sort of like
Aw.
back off type of thing. So
yeah.
it's nice that the fans are out there. But like Lisa said, at the end of the day, it's not our parents' lives that we're living. It's our lives, and our parents have nothing to do with it really. So it would be nice if we could keep them separate because they don't need the hassle that we get. So.
yeah.
Have they been to the show yet? Have you seen your parents at the
Oh,
show?
yeah.
Not
been
yet. Mine haven't yet. They're coming
She's
to
coming.
London.
They're going to come, are they?
Come to London.
We started off in my hometown, so the whole in my town
Everyone-
saw it.
Yeah.
You know, all my family saw it straight away.
Because H was saying earlier that you feel more nervous when you've got your family and your friends in the audience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
'Cause you know they're going to be watching.
You always get nerves before a show, wherever you are, but you know it all depends how big they are. You know, if your
I
family
think
are involved.
You
I
can
think
use
it's
your
harder.
nerves to vibe yourself up. That's what I do anyway. If I'm nervous if someone's out there, I use it more to put on a better show. Because I don't like it to contradict it in a way, whereas you get nervous and the show goes to pot. It's better to get out there, give it your all, and if there's people there, do it for them. Especially your family if they're watching.
Yeah, sorry. I find it harder to perform to people that I do know anyway. I mean, you know, if there's like 1,000 people out there, sorry, that you don't know, it's a lot easier, really.
Okay, next question. This is from Simon Grange from Merseyside. What would you be if you weren't a pop star?
I'd be a wannabe pop star.
But now you're a gonna be.
I was doing football for many years before I got into this, so I possibly could be a footballer. Because I had trials for Wimbledon, so...
So maybe you'd go back to that if you weren't in steps?
Yeah, or an actor in trying to make films. Yeah.
Thespian.
Before steps, I went to art college, so maybe I'd like to go down that route. You know, maybe become a set designer or something like that. But I'd also like to work with children as well.
Same mental age.
It's very cruel.
In a good way.
What do you want to be working at cafe?
Max Faye.
I've already said, you know, this is my dream come true, so I'd still be trying to achieve my dream.
So if you weren't in steps, you'd be
I'd
trying
be
to
in
do
a tribute
something else?
band.
I think that's why we are where we are today, is because we believed in what we did, you know, and we were focused and we wanted it so bad that we did actually get it in the end.
And Faye, what would you do if you weren't in steps?
Well, I've always been in entertainment, but if I wasn't in entertainment, I'd probably like to do things like sculpture or stuff like that, or making, because I had a dream that when I was at school I was doing my art A level and I wanted to make puppets for like Sesame Street and the Muppets and things like that. So I'd have loved to go into that sort of thing.
That was I'll tell you, we had a fantastic day. We presented a day at the Jim Henson workshop, and it was such, honestly, we got to see all the workings behind the scenes of Dr. Dolittle. It was just amazing.
Touch Pinocchio's face from the film. Oh, it was so soft. It
And
was
the gorillas in the Mist we got to touch.
Okay, next question then. What are your favourite 3 artists? Okay, top 3 singers and bands. Your own personal choice. Let's
Collectively or personally?
let's do it personally.
My top 3 favourite artists: Prince, definitely at the top. Madonna would be in there somewhere, and I don't know, it would be a close one between Whitney Houston and Celine Dion.
Okay, Lee?
I admire Robbie Williams because he started out, as everybody knows, in Take That, and then he's gone on solo and proved everybody wrong, proved his point, he's getting somewhere in the business, so I admire him for doing that.
Okay, one of my favourites are an old 80s band called Five Star. I thought
Five
they were
Star.
fantastic. Yeah, Silk and
Wonderful.
Steel, brilliant album.
Oh, who do I like? Oh, I can't really name one person. I've always admired a lot of people, but when I grew up I did like Madonna for the fact that she's an all-rounder, and I kind of fancy myself as a bit of an all-rounder too.
I think my main 3 people that I would listen to over and over again forever would be Terence Trent D'Arby, Madonna and The Cause.
Superb selection. I like that. Okay, next question then. Let's go to this one here. What is the first concert you ever attended? And this is from Kevin in Belgium. The first concert you ever attended.
I can answer that because mine was recently, and it was Boyzone at Wembley Arena.
That was your first concert
That was
ever?
last year, I think.
Can you
No,
believe
yeah,
it?
it was last year. My
That's
first
amazing.
concert ever in my entire
Were they
life.
good?
Yeah, it was good.
The first concert I ever went to was Michael Jackson Bad Tour when I was about 11. It was in 1988. I can even remember the date. It was the 25th of August 1998. Cool.
Actually, my first pop concert was actually like Lee, just recently, the Spice Girls at Wembley Arena again.
Mine was years ago. I think I was about 13. Me and my cousin went to Birmingham NEC to watch New Kids on the Block.
Oh, New Kids on the Block.
Hanging
Kids on the Block.
tough!
Oh, I lost my voice for about a week. I was screaming my head off.
Well, that's good because you were a fan, so you can relate to all the kids in the audience.
Yeah, loved it.
For me, it was I was about 12 actually, and I went with this boy I fancied to see Bananarama in concert because he was a massive fan of them.
Did you like?
Yeah, it was really good.
Did they do Last Thing on My Mind?
No, they did not.
Fancy that.
Can't you say something?
Funny, isn't it?
I actually went to see the Spice Girls last November, and little did I know that we'd be doing the same arena a year later.
Yeah.
That's just a fantastic
Does that scare
thing.
you though? Going to a
It does.
concert, seeing them doing that, and thinking
But
that's going to be me on there.
it's only when you sit down and think about things like that you realise actually how much you've done and how much you've achieved. You just think, oh my god, I'm actually doing this, and not dreaming it anymore.
I suppose the key is to like never stop, isn't it? To just carry on.
Definitely.
Is that how you feel though? Do you feel that you never get time to yourself? You're always going to be working
There's
at
time
this
for
level.
that afterwards. You know, you
Yeah.
just work hard now, do what you want to do, get where you want to be, and then you can relax after.
That's H.
Hatch.
That
That's Mahachi.
H's tips for life there. I like that H. Okay, this is my favourite question out of the list. Alright, I love this one. This is from Diane Maguire from Kent. If you could change a part of your body, which bit would you choose?
I would change my bum and my thighs if I could change anything on my body.
Find that hard.
I'd choose my feet because I've did a lot of ballet when I was growing up, and did a lot of point work, and that it really does take its toll on your feet. So I would change my dancer's feet.
And I've got skanky feet too, because I was a dancer too. So probably my feet, but also my ears.
She doesn't like her ears.
I've got my dad's ears. Sorry, Dad.
I'll tell you what I'd like to change. I've got some fillings at the back of my mouth. I'd like to get them done white.
Nice.
Alrighty then.
Adley?
Yes, moving on quickly. I've always thought myself as having skinny legs, so I'd like to beef them up.
Chicken
a bit.
legs.
Yeah.
Lee, let's see your legs. Let's see your
Everyone
legs right
says
now.
that, but I can't.
They're
Lee,
not
they're
that
They're
fine.
quite
bad,
toned,
are
but
they?
they're just thin with it.
They're very
so-
hairy.
Footballers' legs, you'll be fine with those. Okay, next question here then. This is from Graham Bleasley from Leeds. What strange items have you been sent by fans? Because you must get sent loads of stuff.
We got lots of different presents, but I got some strange ones when we were in Taiwan. I got 2 plastic cockroaches off a fan. I don't know if that's a sign of luck.
Was this through the post or in person?
In person. I
In
don't know
person.
whether it's a sign of affection.
Let's
but
hope so.
It didn't go down too well.
I don't generally get sent anything by fans. So if I do, it's a bonus, so I don't really mind if it's strange or
I'll tell you what I get all the time. Frogs. At the end of the night.
That's because you asked everybody, because you collect them and you told people.
Yes. And at the end of the night, I get the stage is covered with frogs.
So you're always going to get frogs because you asked for the
He's got
frogs.
Yes.
too many. He's got
That's
too
right.
many now.
I was really chuffed though, because the other night on stage I actually got a teddy bear, and this girl had knitted like a wig of dreads, and it was just brilliant. And I get all these toys now with like
That's
knitted
funny.
dreads on them.
That's
It's
really
wicked.
funny.
It's brilliant.
That was cool.
So somebody had spent ages doing the dreads.
Yeah. Brilliant, and it
Fantastic.
had mascara on it as well. That's typical me though.
The
'cause
dreaded Ted.
I mean, does it ever bother you that the fans are going to take it too far and they will make their lives steps and
I
they'll,
think One thing that worries me with the fans, I think it's nice when they give you presents and
Yeah.
they turn up to watch your show and they want to meet you, that's fine. But sometimes they take it a bit too much and they travel everywhere, all over the country. And
It's
some of them, like,
dangerous.
they're 14 years of age and things. And to me, that's a little bit too young to be doing that amount of travelling. And if they want to come and see us, go to their hometown or the closest venue we are, and then leave it at that. Don't travel over the country with us.
It's really
It's a bit too
flattering, but we always feel a bit worried because they don't always have places to stay, and then we feel really bad.
Yeah, you do kind of feel responsible. It's lovely the attention you get. At the end of the day, they are very, very young. I remember I actually gave a £5 to a girl to get a taxi for her to get home one day
And
because
you
I was worried
can't
about
do
her.
that for everybody,
No.
and we go to lots of places, and we travel around all the time. It is difficult, and people don't also see us in the right way sometimes. They don't realise that when we've finished, we've come off stage, we've finished it, we're relaxing with our family and friends. They don't understand that we're not Faye from Steps there. At that time, I'm Faye from my hometown, and speaking to my friends. And I think a lot of the fans, we love them so much and they're so brilliant and they join in with us and have fun with us. But we're normal people too.
Do you feel that you're always under pressure from the public eye
Not
though?
at
Because you've
all,
always
'cause
got to be
We
part of a
love,
band.
we love to speak to all the fans, and we have great time. We do. We actually love it. We do, and we'll speak to everybody. But we're not, superhuman, and we're not perfect.
I am.
I think
No.
just let you know, everybody can get a chance to do this business if you're determined to do it, and we are all human.
Because surely wherever you go, there must be a certain amount of fans that follow you everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, do you still do stuff like go shopping and everything? Can you still do that?
Yeah, with the hat on.
Yeah, it does get a bit difficult if we're all together. So I think we tend to go separately now, really.
I think it's very flattering when you are recognised. It just shows how well you're doing. But sometimes you just need to be human and go out and get a pint of milk, But we do
If
get
you're trying
around
to buy
it.
knickers, you don't want to do an autograph.
They'll always be there, Lisa, when you're going to buy knickers. I guarantee that.
I know, it's happened
It's
to
true,
us, hasn't
yeah.
it?
We've been standing in Marks and Sparks with like a couple of pairs each. Turned round and someone said, "Oh, you're those girls from Steps." And we're like, "No." Oh, I said,
Okay, next question then. When did you start singing and dancing, and when did you decide that you wanted to do this for a career? This is from Wendy Paxton in Norwich.
Mine was, as I said before, I was playing a lot of football, but I did the musical Grease in school just for a laugh at the time. But I really got the bug for it, so I decided to try it a bit more seriously. And I went training for 2 years, and then I just really wanted to do it professionally and see how far I could get in my life. And I've gone on, done more training, moved down south from living up north, and ended up in Steps because of it. So far, so good.
Mine's kind of a weird story, really. When I was in school, I wanted to be a vet, and then I went to art college, and now I'm on the stage singing. So
Strange combination there.
yes.
Well, I've always wanted to do this actually. I started singing and dancing at a young age, and I've just always stuck with it, and I've been very determined, and I've loved, I love what I do, so I ended up here.
For me, it's kind of quite a similar story. I've always been singing and dancing on stage, since I was little. But I never dreamed that I'd be sort of in the rich and famous category, and I never wanted to do that. I just wanted to improve myself and improve the goals that I had for myself and be more and more successful. But I kind of think that's what we're achieving with this too. So, sure.
There's going to be so many people that are going to be just desperate to get to the position that you're in now, that just dream of being in a band and doing what you do. What advice would you give them if you had to?
Don't.
Oh, you can't say that.
Forget that. No, I think you've got to be prepared to work very hard. That's one of the first things I think we'd all say. And you do need to be completely determined. And personally, I was so determined to do it, and I wasn't going to let anybody stop me because this is what I wanted to do. So I just went for it, really.
What would be your ideal summer holiday? From Anne Gibson from Milton Keynes, your ideal summer holiday.
Milton Keynes used to go clubbing there.
Family and friends, nice exotic location, somewhere quite quiet where I could just actually enjoy the comfort of my family and friends. So somewhere far away, exotic, with close companions around me.
I'd agree with that as well. Actually, that's what I'd love.
I'll third that one too.
Oh,
I'd like to go one better.
go on then.
I want my
always
friend.
do.
I want.
Who's from?
I want my friends and my family. I want to get them all in an aqua park, a water world, so we can play on rides all day. We can play water polo.
Yeah, can I come?
Yes, you can. You're
Let's
all
all go
invited.
to that.
Everybody's invited.
That can be in the exotic location.
Yes. And one thing I'd like to do as well is actually swim with dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to do that. Get all my friends and family, all the Steps gang, and we can go and swim with dolphins.
Superb. Okay. Next question.
That was so good.
That was a great answer. I'm blown away by that. Okay, from Mark Doherty from Luton in Bedfordshire. Would you like to represent Britain in the Eurovision Song Contest if you ever got the opportunity?
Well, I think Faye should answer this.
Faye, because Faye, you're from Luton, aren't you?
Tell him.
That's
I
right.
actually lived in Luton for a while, yeah, and I'm from Dunstable, just down the road, actually.
So do you know Mark Doherty, do you think? You could know him without actually...
I could know
You
him.
could know him.
Well, actually, interesting enough, that question about the Eurovision
Song contest.
yes. The first song we ever did, 5, 6, 7, 8, they had massive ideas before we were going to release it as a single for us to be the band to perform on the Eurovision Song Contest. So we wouldn't do it now. We're not actually eligible because you're not allowed to be in the public eye too much because it's bias, isn't it?
So you couldn't do it even if you wanted to now, could you?
No, it's not. We're not under the rules.
Okay, last question here then, we'll finish up on this one. Where do you think you'll be in 10 years' time?
10 years older.
10 years' time. This
I'd
is from
like to
Sarah
be-
Andrews in Luton as well. Another one from Luton. Okay.
10 years wiser.
I'd like to be rich.
That's right. 10 years older, 10 years wiser, 10 years richer.
10 years richer.
Very-
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to be doing this. I've wanted to move on by then and probably have a little house in the country and retire.
And 10-foot eyelashes.
Have my own beauty salon. No, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd like to be doing actually. Maybe I'd like to get my own school of performing arts, maybe, and give
Yeah, I'd like
other
to do
children
that.
the opportunity that we never got when we were younger. That'd be quite a good idea. And,
I've always wanted to do that,
We-
We could do it together. The H and Lisa.
A joint
School.
business venture here between
Yeah,
H and
something
Lisa.
like
This is
that.
good.
Liza.
Yeah, give kids didn't get didn't have the opportunity when they were younger, a chance to do it.
Superb. Well, it's been great talking to you today. Before we go, any messages for the fans, because they're all going to be hearing this?
Love you!
Definitely. I think, you know, on behalf of us all, we've been very taken back by how supportive our fans have been, even in the countries that we haven't been to yet. But we are intending to, you know, do a world tour as soon as we can. And come and see all our fans all over the world. So thanks for supporting us.
I want to say a big hello to everybody that didn't get a chance to see us on our theatre tour. And I want to say a huge hello to them on our arena tour in October.
That's when you'll be back. They'll come and see you then, won't
Yes,
they, in
it
October?
is.
And thank you for listening to us on this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed,
Thank you very
Steps.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.